It is Friday, May 22nd, a cool 47 degrees. I'm gonna do something a little different today. So today I'm combining the love of hiking and biking, and I'm heading up to the Fred Burr Reservoir. Taking it slow. I will say this, it is beautiful back here. Yeah, we're gonna be heading up this way. I think I'm gonna take advantage of this stopping point to ditch these long sleeves. So I recently discovered this dry bag. Rests right on the back of the bike, underneath the seat. Provides extra storage for coats, snacks, or whatever else you may want to bring. Well, I often think about adversity, and this trip is definitely not without its challenge. I thought I had this thing tuned yesterday, but it is not wanting to stay in a gear. So trying to climb single track has become very difficult. So I'm hoping when I get through this, I can get a nice opening where I can actually work on it a little bit, see if it's just tension. Hopefully not a major problem. So I'm tightening the cable. I'm gonna adjust the B screw just a little bit. Hopefully that helps. All right, back on the bike and back on the road. Check out that view in front of us. So I got my shifting problem probably fixed for the most part. Need some fine tuning, but I should be able to make it to the reservoir at least. So I'm about 2 miles in. I'm gonna stop here, take a rest for a little bit. At first couple miles with the shifting problem, that was a pain, especially when I needed to climb. Kept changing between the two gears and then jumping the chain. But I think I got it fixed now, and I'm determined to make it to the reservoir. And even if I have problems after that, it's mostly downhill for the rest of the way. So this will be my first time doing this. I attempted it once hiking it years ago, but I didn't realize there was public access to the private property and turned around very shortly after the first sign. I can tell you this, I have become addicted to these things. Renee and I have made these things a staple on every hike. All right, time to move on. You know, this is challenging enough, just going uphill. But with minor shifting problems, it really complicates the process. I have found a sweet spot. It's not my preferred gear, but it's definitely doable. That being said, I'm still determined to get to the reservoir. A little waterfall right there on the side of the trail. It's always nice to see those. Yeah, I think the way down should be issue-free. So I've just about reached the halfway point, according to mileage. And so far, so good on the shifting. Got a little downhill. So to revisit the idea from my last video about cost of living and why we choose to live here despite it being expensive. This is why. I dropped Tylee off at school this morning, and this is what I can accomplish before she gets out of school. Just passed some hikers who said I'm getting close. Shouldn't be too much further now. I was born and raised in Florida, and as a kid the Rocky Mountains seemed so surreal. The concept of snow falling and covering the landscape in the winter was foreign to me. I couldn't fathom mountains so tall they retained snow on the peaks well into the summer months. I would have never imagined a life where I could access and enjoy this landscape, but here I am, humbled by its majesty in person. I am in awe that I live here, and I hope to never lose that appreciation.